Hello, everyone. I'm Peter Kincaid, the CEO of Raintree Financial Solutions, and today I'm joined by Nick Westring of the Westbow group of companies. Welcome, Nick.
Thank you, Peter. Appreciate you having me.
So, Nick, can we just start off with a little bit about Westbow, and particularly focusing on Westbow REIT?
Yeah, love to chat about that. The Westbow Capital is a real estate REIT that our family has started, and we operate in Western Canada. So essentially, we've got properties in Manitoba, Saskatchewan, Alberta, and we're currently pursuing some opportunities in British Columbia. So that's kind of the thrust of the business. The Westbow group of companies has a construction and development arm, a real estate rental arm, as well as an agricultural arm. So we're a bit diversified in the businesses that we run. But the real estate arm is really the biggest part of the business, and we're predominantly focused on residential. So our investment philosophy is essentially we focus on residential. We do some commercial, but generally as a focus, of 3 stories of residential and 1 story of commercial or something along those lines. So things like that. We generally look for cash flow that we feel like generally gives us the best return on investment for the risk-adjusted rewards there. So and then we also have a bit of a unique flair in the fact that we are low to mid density. So we push everything from single family to kind of 4 or 5 story apartment buildings. And, again, focus is really again on location and cash flow and, things like that. So that's us.
That's great. Now, you launched the fund about 1.5 years ago or so. Tell me about what you're most proud of achieving over the last 18 months.
Yeah, so I think, being able to launch the REIT, really that was a big goal for us to be able to become RSP eligible as an investment. And we launched the REIT originally to be able to provide our employees with an RSP eligible opportunity because just again, for people who have employment income or T4 income, that's such a valuable way to kind of save for the future and grow wealth. So we had a couple of investment opportunities before that for our employees, and this was just a logical next step for us to be able to offer that. And then once we looked into it, we realized that it was actually advantageous for us to open it up to a wider group than just our employees. So the big win is that we've had, I think, a really high percentage of employee engagement with the offering that we've done, and so that's been really rewarding as far as achieving that goal. And then the second one is, we've bought properties in 3 different provinces. All of them are performing super well. The REIT itself has been running for 18 months now, but the concepts and the business rationale behind that has been built over kind of like a 40-year history. And so that's the thing that I think I'm most proud of is, my dad, Dick Westring, he founded the company, and, really he just started in the trenches, shoveling and building things and worked from being a concrete guy to a framer and a concrete guy, and then a general contractor, and then developer, and then started owning real estate. And so that progression, he had a lot of lumps and bumps along the way because, he kind of had to learn everything from scratch. And so that, the life experiences that he's had has sort of built where we go and why we're doing different things. And that has really proven to be hugely valuable. I mean, even particularly in these, crazy times that we're living in, our portfolio and our whole company is as strong or stronger than it ever has been. Just because, again, those risk factors and different things that he had experienced over the course of years has driven our investment strategy to a place where we've got, through this whole COVID bit, almost no disruption in our business. So that's I think one of the things that I can't even take credit for, but I'm just glad to be a part of it. So.
Now, you talked about the team and having employees. I mean, how big is the overall organization from an employee perspective?
So yeah, Westbow, we work as much as possible with subcontractors. So, the actual employee base, we try to keep to, essential services only, but our core team of employees is just over 100 employees. So yeah, so we've got a pretty good team here, and that's also a lot of the fun that we're able to have, where we've got people that are able to be specialized in different areas and really good at what they do. And yeah, so we're glad to be a part of those different industries that give us some cross skill sets.
You touched on COVID, and that's a key topic for everyone these days. How are you managing through it? How has it impacted your business? You said it hasn't impacted it very much. Can you just elaborate on that?
Yeah. So thankfully, amongst this whole COVID thing, the residential component of the real estate sector has probably been the sector that's done the best. And that's been sort of our philosophy right from the get-go. As I mentioned, my dad had gone into some early commercial ventures, and just some of the risks that he experienced there, he felt like residential doesn't experience some of those risks. And then also, as with the internet age, working from home and shopping and online delivery and different things like that are real disruptors in other areas of the real estate business, have been essentially a boom for residential real estate. So, and then, that's not really answering the COVID question, but so essentially across our portfolio, we've had probably about a 2.5% differential over normal as far as rent collection percentage is concerned. So very, very small difference. Most of that percentages we've worked with to get onto payment plans. So I think we'll see probably a 1.5–2% of that actually come back. And then, our vacancy rates have dropped. So our net cash flow position is actually slightly above pro forma projections. So our portfolio is looking really, really strong. And then, the lowered cost of borrowing has actually created some opportunity for us that we weren't expecting. So there's overall our business has done better. Obviously we've had some adjustments where protocols were really important, and our team, as far as the property management team, through kind of early March and all the way through April, did an amazing job of just super great communication. We went from kind of weekly meetings to daily meetings, and getting all of the pieces that had to go right. And huge kudos to our property management teams in all the different provinces, because that's way more a function of, I think, the people that were there than the overall market conditions. Because I think we've been thankful to have done quite a bit better than average as far as rent collections and whatnot.
That's great news. And so, in terms of moving forward now, where's your mind at? What are you focused on? What are you excited about over the next 6, 12, 18 months and beyond?
Yeah, so I think, whenever you get a massive change in the environment, something like COVID, there's always opportunity that comes from that. I mean, we already mentioned the lower borrowing costs, so that's an opportunity. As well as we see some, I think, of the new build product where I think developers may be a little bit more skittish about releasing something as a condo project or things like that. So we see some opportunity in that space, as well as I think some of the older building owners, like, if you've owned a building for 40 years and you're sort of used to collecting your rent a certain way, and now there's all these extra challenges. There's some frustrations that we're hearing from our peers in the older age demographics that I think could end up resulting in some more buildings being on the market than there might have been without this happening. So yeah, we see opportunity in the purchasing, as well as because we are a builder developer as well. I actually got 2 deals today from kind of non-traditional lenders that are like, hey, we've got these deals, and different guys were expecting developments to go a certain way, and now they're maybe rethinking that. So because we have that construction and development arm, we are really, really comfortable with those types of deals. And so, yeah, we see a fair amount of opportunity coming up. Again, it's still really early. Like right now, almost nothing's transacting. So, but it's just been kind of in the last 2 weeks that we're starting to see some of that deal flow. So I think if we kind of fast forward another 6 months, we'll see a lot of really interesting deal flow that will be unique opportunities for those that are positioned well to take it.
Well, and that sort of frames the type of low density market that you're focused on, right? There's a few more moms and pops and fewer REITs really playing in that market. So it's less competitive, presumably, and you can be a little more creative in terms of building solutions for current owners who are looking to exit. Is that fair?
100%. Yeah, we've worked on some tax solutions and some just practical implementation solutions for those demographics that have worked well in the past, and so yeah, we're prepared for when that comes to be able to work with them. And I think that's one of our big advantages, is being kind of nimble and quick to move, and really just being able to kind of identify what different people's desires and needs are, and that's a big part of what our business strategy is.
Well, that's great. Nick, I want to thank you for your time today for this interview, and look forward to doing more business with you here in 2020. Have a great rest
Thanks,
of your day.
Peter. I appreciate the invite.
Thanks.